Should I do another installment about me? Because I did open up the door a little bit. I'll just say one thing. I'm not a fan of the system. I'm talking about like family services, social services. I was ripped out of my mom's care, my brother and myself, and we was split up and put in different places. My brother got to stay with our Nana and aunts, and I was put with this horrible person. How do I describe her? And I could give you a name, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. I just don't want to expose that. But I just want to say at the beginning of this conversation that I forgive her. I forgave her a long time ago. It took me a long time to forgive her for the things that she did while I was in her care. But when someone already has a broken spirit and they come into your care and you try to break them more and call them bad, don't even give them a room or a bed to sleep on. You're sleeping on a cot in a corner. Giving all the other foster kids things and looking you directly in the face and saying that you don't deserve it. And just being young, and I was only like 3, if I recall, maybe 3.5. I stopped talking. I had gone through a lot to end up in that foster home. None of it was my fault. A lot of it I don't remember. Why? And maybe my brain blocked it off. And so being in that foster home, it was really tough, because I just didn't know where I was. I wanted to run away and find my mother. And I just remember laying in a dark room and just sobbing quietly because I didn't want that foster mother to come in and yell at me. But I heard a distinct voice. I don't know if it was internal or external, but I just listened to it because it told me it was not safe for me to try to do what I was planning on doing and to stay put, and that things were going to get better. So I listened to it, and in a weird way, I saw comfort in that. And I stopped crying and I went to sleep. I do remember this. I've told people these stories in the past and they just looked at me like I was insane. But I know I have a connection with God. I know I do. 100% firm believer. infinite faith that there is something beyond this life. But this woman, I don't know how any person could sleep with a good conscience knowing how they treated someone that was already broken. But again, I forgive you for the scars that you created on my knuckles. Made me bleed. For all the times you punished me in my room for things that I don't understand what I did. For the day you took my birthday presents and gave them to the other kids that were meant for me. Didn't even give me a birthday that year. Said I didn't deserve it. And that you were giving all my gifts away to everybody. For leaving me in holy underwear and clothes that were too small. I forgive you for that. If you see this, I want you to know that I am not harboring any ill feelings towards you for what you have put here in my head, because had I not gone through that, not once but twice, they put me in that foster home for a second time. So the fact that I literally, on the second time, my brother and myself, were taken away from our home again. We had the option to go to my Nana's, and my Nana didn't want us. How do you comprehend that when you're sitting on the curb and these two social workers are sitting there consulting about what do we do now? And the only thought is to put us with this other woman that I thought I got away from, eventually. When I saw the project home, and it was the projects. No judgment on people that live in public housing, because it's a place. But if you're already on public assistance, what are you doing taking in foster care kids? What are you doing? How does that even work? Somebody educate me on that. And how are they screening these people? Because I'm going to tell you, this woman put my brother's hand over a stove and turned the flame on and said, "This is what we do to liars in this house." He didn't do anything. Her real daughter said that he stole something or whatever, and it was not true at all. But how the hell do these people have the right to take in children and make a profit off of it, and they're not being properly screened? How is that? How is that a thing? Someone tell me. How is it more beneficial to take a child away from another home and put them in a worse place? I'm a survivor of the system. I'm lucky I got out in one piece. Not everybody is as fortunate as I am, you know. Some people fall victim to it, you know, and tend to go towards drugs and alcohol and ending their lives. I myself took it and used it as a way to build my strength, and I always said to myself, this is what I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be like that person. I'm not going to treat anybody in that fashion the way that I was treated. I'm going to treat people with dignity, respect. I'm going to see that person for who they are. So yeah, when I see a lot of talk about social services, you know, family services, I mean, yeah, there are pros to it and there are cons to it, you know. Some of the services are great. I mean, I utilized a lot of that stuff for my son due to his disabilities. He had a lot of need for early intervention. But my heart breaks for some of the people that get lost in the system. That's just my thoughts.